All right, so recently I've been redoing my studio, the shooting space that you see right here in this camera angle, and I wanted my main focal point to be my main productivity desk behind me. Now, in order to do so, the last table that everything you see behind me was on, guess what? It was a little bit too small. And I knew I had to go out there and find me a new sit standing desk, and the timing has never been so perfect. Right when I was in the market of researching standing desks, Desky hit me up. All right, they slid in the email, slid in the DMs, and was like, "Hey, do you want to check out our sit stand desk?" And I think it'll do really good for what you're trying to focus on. And I was like, wait a minute, are you looking at my tweets? Are you on my social medias? The timing was absolutely perfect. So I said, yes, let's just go ahead and do it. So this video is not sponsored by Desky, but they did send me this desk free of charge. They don't have no editorial control. No money was exchanged or anything like that. They just said, hey, can you provide us a dope video for a dope product? And I said, yes, I will absolutely do that, because this standing desk is a very good standing desk, and it actually has some features that I've never seen on standing desks, and I've owned about 4 different brands. So after a few emails back and forth, man, then it was time for me to head over to Desky's website and see what desk configuration I wanted, and that is where I was like, holy, you know what? They have 180 combinations that you can choose from for all different wood types. You have hardwood, which I have. You have softwood, rubber wood, laminate, whatever you want to, whatever type of service you want, they got it covered. And they also have many different colors of table legs that you can get as well. So you can switch your table leg colors up. You don't gotta get black, you don't get white. They got space gray. They have a bunch of different configurations. Now, what I went for and what you see behind me is going to be the 80 by 30 with the teak hardwood with space gray legs. That's the combination that I went. It was very hard for me to figure out what I wanted to do. I wanted to go L shape, but I was a little concerned about the size because that bad boy is pretty big. But I decided to go with the 80 by 30, and I absolutely love it. Now, talking about shipping and installation, we placed this order on Friday, and guess what? The table was at my doorstep on Saturday. Look, Desky does not mess around when it comes to shipping. Even though I'm in Georgia, I think it came from Tennessee. So we're neighbors, but this thing got here crazy fast. And the fact that they shipped all these boxes out within that short matter of time just blew me away. Now, when it comes, you already know how it comes to standing this. If you order one before, they're going to come in multiple boxes. Of course, the tabletop being the most biggest, and you may have separate boxes when it comes to the legs. Now, be careful. This stuff is heavy, because lugging this 80 by 30 table wood up these steps, it was a job, man. But that is screaming quality. I was automatically getting excited because I could tell this desk was quality from as heavy as it was when it came to those boxes. Now, installation, absolute breeze. It maybe took me over an hour, I would say, for installation. And the only reason it took me that long is because I was taking breaks. The sun was bothering me. I was just chilling, reading the directions, making sure I was doing everything the appropriate way, because I'm a once and done type person. I want to build it once and I want to be done. I don't want to be going back and fixing anything. But if you're a person who can just breeze right through it, no distractions, I'm pretty sure you can get this desk built under an hour. And once I got it built, I was like, yes, this is what I'm looking for. This is the size that I want when it comes to a standing desk. Now, the thing that we always love to know, this is the first thing I look for when it comes to a standing desk, and that's going to be stability. This, of course, has those dual motors, and they do an amazing job lifting the table up and down, stable, has a little bit of volume when it comes to the motor going up and down, but nothing obnoxious, nothing out of the ordinary from any other standing desk that I've already had. But this thing is crazy stable, and it can hold up to 308 pounds. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, man, I'm a couple cheeseburgers away myself, and I laid on it before we got it all suited up back there, and it was going up and down with absolute ease. And I was going to try it again with all my gear on top of it, but once again, remember, 2 barbecue sandwiches away, man. I was like, you know what, let me not push it. But I really feel like it can probably hold me and the equipment just fine when we are talking about the motors. When it's down low, it's very stable. When it's at its normal resting place, which you see behind me right now, the stability is very good. Even when you raise it up to its maximum height, stability is perfectly fine for everything that I have on my desk. So if you're looking for a stable desk, this is definitely going to be it. You don't got to worry about no wobbly or swaying desk or anything like that, which we see quite often when it comes to sit standing desk. Now, of course, we got to mention, man, that the wood is sustainably sourced, but what makes the Desky standing desk special are these next 2 features. And these are 2 features that I personally have not seen in a standing desk. Now, the first one is going to be their main unit, their main control unit, if that's you want to call it. Basically, it's going to be the area where you can raise and lower your desk. Now, majority of standing desks out there in the market, let's be real, it's going to be only made for one function only. All right, that's to raise, that's to lower, and to probably put a memory set to what height you want set to vary memories. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, various memory profiles. Desky took it a step further with their controller by adding one RGB lights. You can go into the app. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but you can go in the app and change the lighting on the actual main unit. Now, this is something that you need. No, but guess what? A techie like myself enjoys tinkering and doing different things like that. I just throw mine on cycle so it can cycle through all the colors. Number two, this thing has an alarm. So if you're a person who works from home, you're sitting all the time and you kind of go back and forth from sitting and standing, you can set a 30-minute alarm, an hour, however you want it for, to where you can set that alarm. I think I just did it for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, it'll basically let you know, hey, go ahead and raise it up so you can go ahead and get your sit stand in so you're not sitting the entire day, which I feel like is a very nice feature. Next, this thing has Bluetooth functionality, which actually pairs to a smartphone app that lets you control all the settings that you want. That's the RGB light. That's the collision detection. Of course, it has collision. So if you find something under it, your dog, your kid, your cat, whatever you got, your coyote, if it's underneath it, if it's coming down, it will detect it and it will raise back up. But another thing that this thing has is going to be voice detection. Now that was something I was like, wait a minute, a desk has voice control? So yeah, it definitely has voice control, and you can, let me go ahead and test it out for you real quick. So basically, let's grab our smartphone and then we're going to go ahead and pull the classic, hey Siri, Desky up memory 1. Pretty impressive. So yeah, Desky decided to push it to the limit with the RGB controls, voice control, alarms, different things like that. They said, look, we're not going to give you a regular main control unit. We're going to go ahead and push the needle. Now, the number two thing that I love that I have not found in any other standing desk, and this is for all of my cable management junkies. Let me know down below if you're a person who just does not like to see any cables. And that is indeed myself. But they're built-in integrated data and cable channels with PowerPoints. Now I know you be like, T, what in the world did you just say? What is that you just mentioned? Now, normally when it comes to my old standing desk, I had to go out there and get a huge, power strip, a surge protector, and basically 3M it on the bottom of my table in order to plug in so many different things that I have to plug in. As you can see behind me, I have a bunch of tech that needs to be plugged in. But when it comes to these integrated channels in PowerPoints, they have one which is going to be the PowerPoints. These are going to be modules that has 3 plugs up there along with a USB-C charger that basically snaps in into their cable channel. And I'll throw some B-roll down. I'll throw some B-roll so you can see what I'm talking about. But basically what these does is they snap in underneath your desk, and these are going to daisy chain together. You can get either just that one that has 3 plugs, 6 plugs, or 9 plugs. Of course, I opted to get the 9 because guess what? I have about 9 things back here, and I believe that every single plug is accounted for underneath my desk. And it just made things so much easier. You just snap these PowerPoints into the cable tray, and then you run all your wires and stuff it inside of that cable tray. So underneath your desk, you don't see a single wire. And you can basically be like my setup where there is just one wire that's coming down from the actual desk itself and plugging in. And that just makes cable management so clean and precise. Look, I've never seen that. It was absolutely amazing to know that I don't have to slap a surge protector or a power strip underneath it all janky like. No, they have a very clean layout when it comes to their PowerPoint and their data channel. I absolutely love it. Makes things very clean. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention also when it comes to the main control unit, they also have a handy little Type-C cable built into the control unit so you can plug your phone up, your iPad, whatever you need to charge up, you can plug it up. I actually forgot about that. I had to come back to that because it's such a little key feature that you will miss, but it's so useful if you use it. So look, man, enough of me rambling. Look, if you're out there looking for a standing desk, whether you're a YouTuber creator like myself, or you're a person who has a home office, you work from home, you run a business, and you're looking for a solid standing desk. No, I'm not just saying that because Desky provided me this table. This thing is sturdy. You can have so many different customizations and options that you can choose from for various different price points. Also, you get a very smart control unit with the RGB colors, voice control. If you're a person who utilizes, hey, you know what? I apologize earlier because I probably set off all your Apple devices, but it just does a little bit more than your average standing desk, giving you that stability, giving you that weight control, giving you that customization that you can use for, and just a nice overall solid desk. So if you're interested in getting you a Desky Sit Stand Desk, like I stated, they have various sizes, various configurations, whether you want an L shape, so many different colors of hardwood. Like I stated, this is going to be teak with the space gray legs if you want to get the exact configuration that I have in the 80 by 30. But if you want to check one out yourself, man, links will be down below. They are affiliate links, so if you do use one, that does help the channel out tremendously. Go get yourself up one, all right? If you're creative, you're looking for a standing desk, go ahead and try out Desky, man. I think you will not be disappointed. I know I showed you a bunch of tech behind me, so if you want to see a full video of the actual desk setup that I got going on, stay tuned to the channel, hit that sub button. Thank you, Desky, once again for sending me this desk. We definitely gonna be on that website ordering some more stuff very soon.